Namaste. Welcome to German lessons. In today's lesson, we shall see parts of the day and time. So, parts of the day, we call it as 𝗧𝗦𝗔𝗃 and 𝗧𝗦𝗔𝗧, and time we call it as the Zeit. So, now let us try to understand individually what are these. So, 𝗧𝗦𝗔𝗃 is the span of time. What do you mean by span of time? Time is divided into seconds, minutes, hours, etc. That is supposed to be span of the time. And 𝗧𝗦𝗔𝗧, what does 𝗧𝗦𝗔𝗧 mean? The day is divided into morning, afternoon, evening, etc. They are supposed to be 𝗧𝗦𝗔𝗧. Now let us try to understand them in German. So the 𝗧𝗦𝗔𝗃, what are they? The Sekunde, the second, then the Minute, the minute, the Stunde, the hour, the 14 Tage, and it is the fortnight, der Monat, the month, das Jahr, the year, das Jahrzehnt, the decade, das Jahrhundert, the century, and das Jahrtausend, the millennium. Remember, in the previous class we have learnt about genders. So if you carefully observe, each of them have their own genders. For example, Sekunde, Minute, Stunde or 14 Tage, all of them are having the feminine die, whereas Monat is there, Jahr, das, like that. Each noun in German has its own gender. So whenever we learn the nouns, we should learn along with their genders also. So let us once again check all of them. The Sekunde, the Minute, die Stunde, die 14 Tage, der Monat, das Jahr, das Jahrzehnt, das Jahrhundert, and das Jahrtausend. These are about the division of the time. Now let us go to the other part, that is division of the day. How day is divided? That we call it as the 𝗧𝗦𝗔𝗧, the parts of the day. As all of you know, day is divided into morning, afternoon, evening, and all those such sort of terminology is given in all languages. Similarly, in German also you have such sort of terminology. Let us see one by one. Der Morgen is the morning. Similarly, der Vormittag, Vormittag is the forenoon. Then der Mittag is the noon. Der Nachmittag is afternoon. Then der Abend, the evening. And die Nacht is the night. Die Mitternacht, the midnight. Now carefully observe, once again there are genders, and also if you carefully see how the division is. Morgen, if you remember, in the very first lesson we spoke about the greetings, where we said Guten Morgen, Guten Tag, such sort of things. So Morgen, morning. Vormittag, what do you mean by Vormittag? That is forenoon in English. Forenoon would mean sometime between the morning around 10 o'clock to 12 o'clock. Then it is Mittag, noon. Next, Nachmittag. Nachmittag is after the noon, that is somewhere around from 12 o'clock to 2, 3 o'clock. And the evening is Abend, and night is Nacht. So this is very much related to what you have learnt in the greetings. If you remember, just to recollect, Guten Morgen, Guten Tag, Guten Abend, Gute Nacht. They are related to this 𝗕𝗏. Now let us come to another important topic of today, and that is supposed to be the Zeit. So now let us see what is the Zeit, the time. So time as such in German, it is having two different forms. One is the formal, that is the official Zeit, and the other one is the informal, the inofficial Zeit. Official Zeit, official time. What do you mean by official time? Official time is from 0 hours to 23 hours 59 minutes. And inofficial, unofficial, is only 12 hours of time. Generally, when I ask you time, you just look at your watch and you will just tell me it is this much of time. This is inofficial. But where is official Zeit used? Official Zeit is always used when you speak of some announcements at the railway stations, at the airports, TV, radio, wherever and officially you need to tell, then you use the official Zeit. Of course, some of you do use official time even when you are talking in the normal way also. Instead of saying afternoon 1 o'clock, you may say just 13 hours. Or instead of saying evening 6 o'clock, you may just say 18 hours. But also is there. But as a principle, official Zeit is used for all official announcements, etc., all official communications, etc., and inofficial Zeit is used for just speaking. So first we shall see the official Zeit. So as I told you, official Zeit is supposed to be 0 to 24 or 0 to 23 hours 59 minutes. So let us one by one see some of the timings over there. First, I have taken 1 Uhr, then 1 Uhr 5 Minuten. I have written Minuten in brackets. What is the reason? The reason is, even if I don't say Minuten over there also, still it is considered to be standard. So 1 Uhr 5 or 1 Uhr 5 Minuten. So that Minuten can be used for all the other minutes or it can be dropped off. Then 1 Uhr 10 or 1 Uhr 10 Minuten. 1 Uhr 15, 1 Uhr 15 Minuten. 1 Uhr 20, 1 Uhr 20 Minuten. 1 Uhr 30 or 1 Uhr 30 Minuten. 1 Uhr, 1 Uhr 5, 1 Uhr 10, 1 Uhr 15, 1 Uhr 20, 1 Uhr 30. Purposefully, did you observe, I haven't written the English translations. Why? Because it's a very clear subject that you can understand. 1 Uhr is 1 o'clock, 1 Uhr 5 Minuten is 1 hour 5 minutes, similarly 1 hour 10 minutes, 1 hour 15 minutes, and so on. So that is the reason I did not give you the English translations over here. Of course, when I am speaking about the inofficial Zeit, I will be giving you the translations. Let us see some more of the official Zeit. So 1 Uhr 35 Minuten, 1:35. 1 Uhr 40, 1:40. 1 Uhr 45, 1:45, 1 hour 45 minutes. 1 Uhr 50, 1 hour 50. 1 Uhr 55, 1 hour 55 minutes. 2 Uhr, 2 o'clock or 2 hours. So I am saying I am using the word hours, but actually it is o'clock. When I say Uhr, it is o'clock. So once again, all these ones, 1 Uhr 35, 1 Uhr 40, 1 Uhr 55, 1 Uhr 50, 1 Uhr 55, 2 Uhr. Still some more official Zeit. So how do we go about with the others? After 2 o'clock, 3 would be 3 Uhr. Then 4, 4 Uhr. 5 𝗕𝗏𝗏 and so on. So in that way it would go up to your 23 hours or 12 o'clock, that is 12𝗏. Then from once again it would be 𝗧𝗦𝗔𝗧 13 hours, 𝗕𝗏𝗫𝗔𝗚 and so on, once again up to 23 hours, that is 𝗧𝗦𝗔𝗧. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in that way up to 12. After 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, that is 𝗧𝗦𝗫𝗫, 𝗕𝗏𝗫𝗫, 𝗕𝗫𝗫, 𝗫𝗫𝗫, 𝗓𝗏𝗫𝗫, 𝗫𝗫𝗫, 𝗓𝗏𝗫𝗫, 𝗓𝗏𝗫𝗫, 𝗧𝗏𝗫𝗫, 𝗓𝗏𝗫𝗫, 𝗧𝗏𝗫𝗫, say 23 hours 59 minutes, 1 minute to 12 midnight. 𝗧𝗦𝗔𝗧, 9 𝗪𝗺 Minuten. This is how the official site is. Official site, as I told you, you generally have official site at the railway stations, at the airports, at any announcements in the radio, TV, etc. Sometimes even when you have the meetings in the office, over there also sometimes we use this official site. Now let us go to the other big segment, that is inofficial site. So inofficial site, when I start that, first of all, how to ask time? The question is, wie spät ist es? Wie spät ist es? Meaning, what is the time? What is the time? You may get a doubt. In the previous episode, you had learned some questions and answers where you had used this wie with some other meaning. Yes, wie has many usages. Over here, the nearest equivalent for wie spät ist es is what is the time now. Sir, does spät represent time? No, it doesn't. But that is how you ask time. Now, what is the answer? The answer is es ist, you give the time and say Uhr. Uhr means o'clock. So es ist whatever Uhr. The meaning, it is so and so o'clock. So now let us try to understand this inofficial site. Inofficial site, remember, is only up to 12 o'clock. From 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Once again 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 12 plus 12. In German we don't have AM and PM. So how do we say Morgen, Mittag, Abend, whatever you have seen the Tagesteile, that you use in case you want to specify some time. Say in the morning 6 o'clock, then you use that word Morgen. You want to say afternoon 3 o'clock, Nachmittag. You want to say evening 7 o'clock, Abend. In that way, the time you tell. Now let us in detail understand each one. 5 minutes, with 5 minutes durations, I will show you how time is expressed. First, I take the inofficial site, the division of the timing. So very carefully observe, because if you understand this part over here, inofficial site is very easy for you. So from 12 up to 20, so these first 20 minutes, they are said with the word nach. The first 20 minutes are given with the word nach. Then from 21 to 29, 21 to 29, they are given with 4. So when I explain the time, you will understand what is this nach, what is this 4. Once again from 31 to 39, they are expressed once again with nach. And from 41 back to your 0 is once again expressed with 4. Carefully observe, nach, 4. They seem to be appearing exactly opposite. Now let us see examples with each 5 minutes durations. So the first one I have taken is 1 o'clock. So how to say 1 o'clock? Assist 𝗓𝗈. 𝗓𝗈 means 1 o'clock. Then next we go to the next one, that is 1:05. How to say 1:05? Assist 5 Minuten nach 1. Assist 5 Minuten nach 1. What does it mean in English? 5 minutes past 1. So it is 5 Minuten nach 1, 5 minutes past 1. Then next, how do we say for 10? 10 is 10. That's what you have learnt in the previous episode when the numbers were told. So let us see how it is expressed in Inoffizialzeit. So that is said as 10 Minuten nach 1. 10 Minuten nach 1. 10 minutes past 1. 10 minutes past 1. 5 Minuten nach 1, 10 Minuten nach 1. Then let us see how 15 is expressed. So 1:15, how is this expressed? Viertel nach 1. Viertel nach 1. What does Viertel mean? Viertel means quarter. So that's how Viertel nach 1, quarter past 1. So what was the meaning of nach, which you have seen previously? 5, 10, 15, up to 19 we said nach. That nach would mean past. How many minutes have passed that particular hour? Now since I am taking the example of 1, so you find it as everything as nach 1, nach 1. If I take the example of 2, then it would be nach 2. 3, nach 3. In that way it goes on. Let us see 120. How is 120 expressed? 120. So this is expressed as 20 nach 1. 20 nach 1. Mane 20 minutes past 1. 20 minutes past 1. In Inoffizialzeit, from 1 minute up to 20 minutes, you use nach. Now, how to express the time after this? For this, the reference changes. Now, all the while you were taking the reference of 1, 1. So, how many minutes have passed in this hour? But next one, you take the reference of 30. So, how do we express 30? We express 30 as 𝗓𝗪. 𝗓𝗪 is in English half past 1 or 1:30. What is this 𝗓𝗪 actually? 𝗓𝗪 actually means half. 𝗓𝗪, half. Now why did we say 𝗓𝗪? Try to understand the concept of time, where when I say 1:30, how many minutes of the hour are over? 30 minutes are over. But which hour? It is the second hour actually which is running, because 1 hour is already over. The next hour it has gone into. So when I say 1:30, the first hour is already over. Now in the second hour, 30 minutes are over. That means it is exactly half of the second hour. You can either take it as 30 minutes were over or 30 minutes are left. That's why you don't have any for or nach in between the words. You don't have any for or nach in between the words. So referring this, we will now check 21 onwards how it works. So 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. So 125 would be how much? How many minutes are there for 1:30? 5 minutes are there. So that's why it says 5 nach 2:30. So 125 is supposed to be 5 nach 2:30. 5 minutes are there for 1:30. So from 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28 and 29, this is what is the method. I have just taken one example for you to understand. Reference point 130. Now 135, how do we express that? Once again the reference point is 130 to express 135, and this time you will count how many minutes are over after 130. How many minutes are over? 5 minutes are over. So it is 5 minutes past 130. 5 minutes past 130. How do you say it? You say it as 𝗧𝗦𝗔𝗧 𝗧𝗦𝗔𝗧, meaning 135. Once again I repeat, up till 20 it was 𝗧. From 21 the reference point changed to 30. That's why 21 onwards up to 29 was 4. How many minutes left? Now from 31 to 39, 31 to 39, it is how many minutes past? That's why 𝗧. Now let us see how to say 140. So 140. Here the reference is going towards the 0. You have seen the reference from 0 to 20 as 𝗧. Now you will see the reference as 4. So what will be the time? It will be 𝗧𝗦𝗔𝗍, 20 minutes to 2. In English we don't say 20 minutes to 2, we just say 140. But in German it is said as 20 to 2, because 20 minutes are there to complete to the next hour, that is supposed to be 2. Then how is 145 expressed? 145 is said as 𝗧𝗦𝗔𝗍. Remember 115 was 𝗧𝗦𝗔𝗧, this is 𝗧𝗦𝗔𝗍, that is quarter to 2. Then the next one, 150. 150 is said as 𝗧𝗦𝗔𝗍. Yes, the guess is right. 𝗧𝗦𝗔𝗍, which means 10 minutes to 2. 150 or 10 minutes to 2. And 155, this is expressed as, once again, the count. How many minutes are left to complete 2 o'clock? It is 𝗧𝗧𝗪𝗧, or 5 minutes to 2. And finally now we go to 2 o'clock, that is 𝗧𝗧. So just a quick recap of what we have seen. From 0 onwards the count starts and goes up till 20, and you use 𝗧, how many minutes are passed. From 21 onwards the reference is to 30. So how many minutes are for 30? That's why 4. From 31 onwards up to 39, reference point 30. So how many minutes are passed? 𝗧. And once again from 40 onwards to 0, how many minutes are left for the next hour? So that's why 4. So this is what is the normal time. So today in lesson 4, what did we see? We had seen the Zeitspanne, that is the span of the time. Then the Tagesteile, the parts of the day, and the Zeit, the time. Time, the official and inofficial. Official is always for the official usage, and inofficial, whenever someone asks you time on the street, etc., you only say it in the inofficial. Right? So I hope all these things were clear for you. Thank you for your patience. So, danke für Ihre Aufmerksamkeit. Gute Nacht und auf Wiedersehen. Thank you.